Bad boy.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? You've tuned in live to the flyest sports and entertainment podcast in all the land. This is Stat Lines Matter. I'm your host, as always, Mr. Mark Stewart, here with my partner in crime, Mr. Rob Hunter Jr. Before we get started, I ask, like I always ask, for you to like, subscribe, and get the notifications on our YouTube channel. Follow us across all of our social media platforms and our accounts at statlinesmatter at Instagram, at Facebook, at TikTok, and on Twitter. And of course, follow us and find us on our audio podcast on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. What's going on, man? How's your weekend?
Hey, my weekend, it was pretty good. Went out with my wife, and yeah, that was good.
You're doing a kitchen project, right?
Oh my gosh, yes, we're doing a kitchen. Well, she doing a kitchen project.
You guys are doing a kitchen
project. And these people, people keep showing up with accents to my door. From various countries. We had people from Guatemala. I had a person from Guatemala Saturday.
Please don't
I had
do
a person, two people. The people that are redoing we have a Turkish designer, and the workers, I think they're from Turkey. But the dude's girlfriend who came by with her dog, who's working on the house, is from Colombia. Found out she has 21 horses in Colombia. So they probably know where to get it at. Also, we've had, we had some of our some Mexicans to help us in the beginning. So we've had all the nations show up. Oh, and I believe we had one person from Morocco. So we are. So if you're looking for work, if you just get into this country, or even if you've been here for a while and you need to call my wife, she will find something that your expertise. Oh, and today I think we're gonna have an African American come through, so we domestic support for my room.
From where?
For my room.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
dope.
For my room. So right now though, we have no kitchen. It's just drywall right now because they literally did demo and they're supposed to be bringing.
So they demoed already. When's it gonna be done?
2 weeks.
Oh, quick. Yeah.
So I guess. So last night we ate downstairs with her parents because they have a kitchen downstairs.
Nice. Well, good luck with that. We've been following this new house to the construction or whatever. So it sounds
do it the way we doing.
It sounds like you're getting there. Just a quick, I wanted to go back. There's very few things that we have that are sort of changing in real time. This Deshaun Watson, Cleveland Brown suspension league thing, right after we published our last show, the NFL came back the day we published actually and said they're going to appeal what was at the time the 6-game suspension of Deshaun Watson for his transgressions. And now the NFL is appealing because they want an indefinite suspension. So what looked like it had a sort of ending and a solution and a resolution is all back up in the air because if he gets a year, the NFLPA and Deshaun Watson have already stated that they're going to sue.
The appeal.
They're going to sue.
Sue. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was looking at this, and so one of their biggest gripes is that they're leading with is there was no somewhere in the collective bargaining agreement it says that owners and management should be held to a higher standard than the players. And so there was no suspension for Jerry Jones in the cheerleader voyeur. They settled $2.4 million back in, I believe it was 2015, 2016. So there was no punishment. There wasn't even an investigation into that, even though they settled. So there was some. I don't know if there's a settlement is an admission or what is that?
No, it usually means there's not an admission.
But they didn't even investigate it. Yeah. And so they're leading with that. They're leading with the Robert Kraft and the masseuse issues, and then the bevy of issues that has gone on with the Commanders and Daniel Snyder. So they're leading with if they're supposed to be held to a higher standard, then there was no punishment for these guys. What's with you guys trying to come back after a 6-game suspension that I had already accepted? So it is You know, and I thought about you and the Cleveland thing. And I was like, man, they not going just based on Cleveland. This is going to be at least, I think, 12 games.
Yeah, like, listen, I have to say, I never really had it. I never had anything against Cleveland, but I am an observer of football, and I've watched this organization just do everything wrong, make mistakes in the draft, trade the wrong guys, get rid of the wrong guys, all that. And so now, right when you feel like they got it right, by bringing in a top 5 quarterback, adding a really good roster around him, great offensive line, good backs, defense, it's still going wrong. It's like the Browns are going brown all the time. Yeah. They're going to always do the Cleveland Brown thing, like the bag over this is the bag over the head thing.
Yeah, are they going, so are they browning or are they Clevelanding?
No, they're browning because I don't have anything against the city. Like the city, I mean, although my man Joakim Noah was like, I don't hear people saying they want to go there for vacation, but I've never been. So I'm not going to go in on Cleveland other than the Browns. Like the Browns are just doing what the Browns.
Would you be adverse to vacationing in Cleveland?
I would go to Cleveland to go to a game, like a basketball game.
Would you? So okay,
but I wouldn't call that a vacation. I wouldn't vacation. I mean, what are we saying?
Yeah, so I was anyway. I was thinking about that, and then I was thinking about, you know, so I did the quick hitter on our IG where I was asking, you know, who are Deshaun Watson's prayer warriors, but I think I should have been asking who is Jacoby Brissett, because Jacoby finds himself starting for long stretches of the season, whether it's with the Colts, whether it's with Miami, and now with Cleveland. He has consistently found himself up under center for it's not like just this week.
Right.
He be out there like.
And I know that a lot of, and this may not be a popular take, right? But there are a lot of backup quarterbacks that probably take a lot of solace in the fact that they're not going to have to face any live bullets in the game. You take somebody like Chase Daniels, and I haven't pulled this up because we're freestyling, but he's made like $50 million.
Good money.
And played like 7 games.
Good money.
Over like 10 years. Yeah, So, I mean, is there a better gig to be like, I'm going to make a lot of money, but no one's ever going to hit me?
Right.
And I don't even have to take reps in practice.
And then I be off half the year.
Yeah. Then conversely, Jacoby Brissett, and I know that Jacoby, as an athlete, in his mind believes that he could be a starter, but he's a career backup who just has to play a lot.
And then you think about, even if you go back to Florida, which is where he initially committed, ended up leaving Florida
to go to North Carolina State.
Yeah. And just starting.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was obviously a world class, not world class, but a top
flight recruit
coming out of high school. But I'm just saying he's not, when the situation is looking bleak.
Yeah.
You know, it just seems so. Hey, who are your prayer warriors, Jacoby?
Because in fact, Jacoby is probably one of the best examples that racism against the black quarterback is changing. He gets plenty of opportunities to prove.
And to piggyback on that, he's backing up other black quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Or I guess Tua black. He black for
he's a
quarterback
right now, of color.
He black.
Yeah, he's of color. He's caramel.
Pacific Island.
Yes. To add to the Browns situation, Kareem Hunt, and it kind of came and went really quick. Kareem Hunt was sitting out because he wants a new contract. Right now he's currently playing on a 2-year, $12 million deal, and he wants a new deal. And they were like, no. And then he was like, all right, I'd like a trade. And they were like, nah.
Yeah, and so my initial
get back to work.
My initial thoughts on this was like, how can you demand anything? I saw the tape.
Yes.
You knocked that woman on the ground and then
stumped her out. Kicked her at the hotel.
You should just be quiet and just play and be happy to be. And your point about Ray Rice and Kareem Hunt is right there playing out in real time.
Yes.
Kareem Hunt got another shot because he was averaging
4.5 yards a carry.
Almost 5 yards a carry. And so he got another shot.
Yeah, almost 5. Yeah, I think it was close to 5 yards.
And Ray Rice, well, he averaged 4.9 last year.
Yeah.
And Ray Rice was like somewhere around
3.5. Yeah.
3.9.
And they were like, we're good on that.
Yeah. So I just, I just look, I know it's in the maybe you've turned around, maybe you're a good guy. But and in Cleveland's, I guess their defense, they have D'Ernest, who averaged 5.3 yards a carry last year.
I could legitimately get 3.5 yards a carry behind their line.
Wait, did I just say? Can we just give some respect to the name D'Ernest? How do you land at?
Is it D'Ernest or Dernest? Is it Dernest?
D'Ernest.
Dernest is kind of hot.
But how do you get?
What's his last name?
Johnson.
Dernest Johnson.
How do you land there as a because Ernest? Even though that may not be the flyest name, there's Ernest out in the world.
Yes.
How do you get?
Everybody got an Ernest somewhere in a.
How do you get the D apostrophe? Because you gotta force that.
Well, if we're gonna go down that road. It's sometimes where, as African Americans, as black folks, our creativity gets the best of us. Because we are an amazing creative group, but then we try to bring that shit to the naming things. And like that.
But Ernest ain't that creative.
No, but D'Ernest is definitely going, we need to jazz this up.
Boy, hey man, you trying to jazz up Ernest.
Well, Ernest might
want to start. You got the wrong foundation.
But Ernest might have been like an uncle that everybody messed with, and then they was like, "But we want to jazz it up, so we gonna call him D'Ernest."
So he averaged 5.3 yards a carry.
Yeah,
had 300-yard rushing games last year. So, yeah, I mean, you okay? Here's what I think. And I was just like, why won't they trade him? Like, why you can? Because I think, and I'm with you, Jacoby, but. I mean, a good fit, I think, would be the 49ers look like they could use, a spell for the receiver, Debo.
Debo, yeah.
So I think Kareem Hunt to me, would be the perfect complement. And then y'all could bring in Jimmy G. Something like that. I don't know. I just think.
The way I see it, and I get your point, but the way I see it with their reliance, because if Jacoby Brissett is your quarterback, you're going to run the ball. You're going to run the ball even more than you did with Baker, because he's less capable than Baker Mayfield. Yeah. So I want all three of my backs because I'm going to run the hell out of them.
Because Chubb averaged 5.5.
That's what I'm saying. I'm turning it around.
So 4.9 for Kareem, 5.3 for D'Ernest, and 5.5 for Chubb.
Yeah, that means mathematically you don't ever have to throw.
No, you just
keep handing it off.
Keep giving that thing. And, we talked about that, though, with the Browns' success.
Yeah.
When they leaned on their strength, which was their line, and letting Baker throw in just spots off the play action. Yeah. So,
but, I mean, that had a lot to do with why they were a playoff team for the first time. That's why I'm like, they jiggered with the recipe a little bit, and I get it. I've commended them on the show for going, being decent isn't good enough. Getting to the playoffs isn't good enough. Winning a playoff game on the road isn't good enough. They went and got a guy, but the guy's unavailable. You got a guy who was in the middle of a real, not just PR nightmare, but a real like sexual assault or sexual misconduct case.
66 total cases, I believe.
Yeah,
and then you gave him the biggest contract in NFL history.
Yes,
guaranteed
it all. So you put yourself in the smack middle of the narrative of what was going on that you had nothing to do with it. It's like if the Texans said, look, this is our franchise guy, we're going to ride out with him, you could actually understand that. They wouldn't have said, nah, we're going to jump in here with you and deal with all this, and now they're dealing with it. So because they don't know when they're going to have him, and they have him, I don't know if you noticed, but they have him like splitting reps.
First team reps.
So you're taking away from the time that Jacoby desperately needs.
So I was thinking to myself, because everybody thought that, not everybody, but the word was, he's coming to Atlanta. But now, at least it seems to be the reason why they were able to get him was because of paragraph 42, which basically guaranteed his salary for this season, made it all a bonus. and the entire contract obviously is guaranteed. So, so Cleveland was like, look, it seems like they just upped the ante to a point where it was obviously unprecedented.
Yeah.
Literally unprecedented. And so now you go, that's how they got him.
Yeah. And then they give 3 firsts?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was a hefty price. Moving off of that to just one other sort of NFL note. The word out of New York Giants camp is that Saquon Barkley is getting back to form. I saw some stat, and I wish I had it here in front of me, but he's like, he rushed for or he had a combined 2,000 and something yards in his rookie season. And then over the last either 2 or 3 seasons, he's had about the same 2,000 yards.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there.
91 catches his rookie season.
Yeah. I mean, he came out looking like, I'm going to the Hall.
That's like the production of 2 people.
Yeah, it really is.
They had 1,300 yards rushing, and he had 91 catches.
Yeah, he was a big-time part of their offense, and they've been steadily going down as he's been hurt. Do you think, is it possible, because I was listening to a radio show, and they were talking about Michael Thomas, wide receiver for New England, who has played 7 games in 2 years.
Are you talking about Michael Thomas that was from New Orleans?
Yeah, in New Orleans.
He with New England now?
I'm sorry, did I say New England? I meant New Orleans. My apologies.
I was like, what?
No, my apologies. New Orleans, not New England.
All right, Mac Jones.
So Michael Thomas, 7 games over the last 2 years. And there's a question about whether or not someone who's out that long can come back and be productive. Do we have any example of anybody who's sort of been down for 2 years with injury that's popped back and gotten back to that?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because I couldn't think of any.
Been down that long.
Yeah, where where injuries have gotten the best of you 2 going into 3 seasons. Can you come back and go, hey, I'm finally healthy now? Or is that injury, is that chronic?
I know that there's somebody. Is it, more basketball, I think?
Yeah, I was going to say basketball, we've seen guys come back to decency.
Did Larry Johnson come back?
I don't remember. I know the best example for me is Larry Johnson.
Did he come back from an injury that was?
But never to play at that level. I don't think Larry Johnson ever got back to that level.
Okay, I'm just
guys like DeMarco Murray.
I'm just shooting stuff out. I'm just shooting stuff out. I will say this though, so I guess that answer is not off the top of my head. But I think because when I saw. Oh, he looks good and spry in practice. My initial thought was, I was like, man, they gonna run he's picked up his 5th year option last year, so he's literally in a contract year. And I initially was like, man, just hold out, but he can't because he doesn't have the leverage. He averaged 3.7, I believe, yards was last year, 3.7 yards per carry. Then I was like, you're in a tough situation because y'all gonna be bad. And you're going to be running against 8-man, 9-man front.
Yeah, because no one fears Daniel Jones. And they have a lot of weapons, and still nobody fears Daniel.
So he's going to have to produce. But get your money and get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
Get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
As fast and as far as you can.
But this is why running backs, even a guy like Zeke went so hard to get his check, and then his play declined. He knew, I'm not saying he's hurt or banged up, but when you run like these guys, there's a very short window to get that money. And he held out because he wasn't in his last year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was like, I got to get paid.
Hey, Tony Pollard looks spry.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Spry is the thing you need to be an NFL running back. You need health. Yeah. That's why guys are leaving, and I noticed a guy like Kyron Williams from Notre Dame, he left after his junior year. He plays with the Rams. He went to the Rams in the 5th round. But it's why stay in college and take the hits? Because you only have so many hits to take.
So much tread on the tires.
So much tread on the tires, man. So I'm always pro player, get your money. Speaking of get your money, LeBron James, your boy, is quietly in contract renegotiation They're conversations. They're not demands or anything. When you're the team and you have LeBron, you just be like, hey, man, when you're ready to talk, we'll talk. We're ready to give you some more money. What you want to do? What you trying to do, LeBron?
I'll come in. Just let me know when I need to come in the office. I'll be there.
So they're doing that right now, and the anticipation is Maybe this deal gets him to the end of his career, maybe not. But there's rumors swirling around, and I'm sure he's maybe using them to his benefit, that he might want to end up back in Cleveland for the third time. And it would be really interesting if they could get LeBron without giving up a lot of that core talent to go back and help those young dudes. I actually think he has a better chance of winning a championship there than he does in LA.
You know, I text you about Cleveland maybe 2 weeks
all the time.
ago.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man,
you've been a fan of their pieces for a while.
They are well, especially with Colin Sexton coming back, being able to play the true 2 spot with, obviously, we all know Darius Garland coming off an All-Star season, can run the 1 and can score. Anyway, I'm just looking at everything, the foundation that LeBron has laid down in LA as it relates to his businesses. And then he's got his other son coming up. I don't foresee him going back to Cleveland. If he goes back to Cleveland, or maybe they should entice him, renaming, like, if you come back, we'll rename the city LeBron. It would be like, it's 33 degrees outside in LeBron today, clear skies. Like, they should rename Daniel Gilbert as a show of contrition and apology, the LeBron Cavaliers. Like, I think that they should just throw the whole to try to get him to come back. Outside of that, I don't see, because I don't think, and I say this, I've been saying this for a while, I don't think, a lot of people like to paint LeBron with the ring chaser brush, and but maybe
I don't think so. I don't think he's a ring chaser. I think he's a chase me to get a ring. He orchestrates who's coming to him.
Well, and that I agree with you. I'm just simply saying, if you look in our comments, and I'm like, I think it's the opposite. Because I think if he wanted the rings, he would have stayed in Miami, where Bosh and Wade played at an All-Star level and made it to like 4 more All-Star games after he left. So I don't necessarily think that winning a championship is 100% his motivation. I think that he likes LA. I think that he likes obviously Sierra Canyon. His youngest son Bryce is starting to really come into his own. And they saying that he maybe looks like the best prospect out of the 2. And I think that he'll probably want to keep him in that same pipeline, and like his businesses and all of the foundation that he's laid down there. I don't necessarily. I think if I can get it done here, cool. The best case scenario I see is him just adding basically another 1-1, so that'll keep him there for 2 years. So this year, and then he'll sign again for next year, and then the player option for 2024. Why? Because that's when Bronny will be eligible to come into the league. So it'll be.
But I think there's a couple of key things. One, what you kind of alluded to, is that his businesses are entertainment based, and obviously being in LA puts him at the center of that. The second, and I don't know how much of this is a factor with his son Bronny, but Bronny likes the girls in LA. I don't think he likes the Cleveland girls. I'm gonna put this delicately. He likes the girls where Sierra Canyon, where they go to school. I don't think you want to go to get the girls.
They don't have them kind.
They ain't got that in Akron.
But that's why I was like, they should just consider, like, look, it'll be, and I think that Cleveland could use the rebranding, right? The LeBron Browns.
Well, I think that's funny. I really think that the story of him going back to Cleveland would be a great one and a potential championship one. But I don't think he's going to do that for a lot of reasons. And I think you pointed to this. Now, if I'm him, and obviously he's a savvy business guy, so they'll figure it out. But I maybe do a longer deal and get off the 1-1s, because I don't really know when it doesn't seem like his play is ever going to deteriorate. But he's getting older. And I think we saw a little bit of it impact. It didn't impact scoring, but it impacted winning, and it impacted his defense, because they won 33 games last year.
It impacted the defense 1,000%.
Yeah.
He was 0.3 rebounds away from his career high. So he still was LeBron. Okay.
He was LeBron, but he was LeBron like in what was effectively Drew League.
Well, we even saw that even during the championship year inside the bubble, where there were stretches where he had to actually be old LeBron and play defense on Jamal Murray against the hottest guy, whoever that guy was, in the fourth quarter, though, not the whole game.
Right.
So he's like, okay, I can, and it's amazing just to see any athlete be able to just tap into that. Like, okay, I can, it's here.
Right.
Let me gear up. Instead of, he can gear it down. But yeah, I mean, this will be, and the reason why I say I see it being another 1-1 is just because he has made it clear. The only thing we know for sure is that his goal is to play with Bronny. And I think that in order to be able to do that, he would have to, the 1-1 is the best case scenario for the Lakers because he's already under contract for this year. He signs the 1-1, which means he'll be under contract for the 2023-2024 season. And then he'll be, he has a player option. And that'll allow him the mobility to land wherever Bronny lands should he make the NBA.
Well, and I think there's where a lot of questions come in because if you follow high school recruiting, Bronny is dropping in the rankings in his, is he 2023?
Yeah, well, he's in his senior year this year. And
he's past 2023.
Yeah, right. And so
he's fallen.
He'll have the 1 year where he'll either go to college or play.
But he's not trending. He's not trending.
League.
One and done.
He's not trending.
Well, he might be trending league.
Oh, so
but
you're saying
he's not trending one and done.
I see what you're saying. So you're saying that there's not a guarantee that he's going to be ready for the league in that 1-1. Well, and also to your point, I think that it would help LeBron be able to recruit even more to LA if he signed a longer deal.
Right.
But
exactly. That was also part of my thinking is if you sign a longer deal showing stability, then maybe, figure out how to get Dame Lillard or somebody like that. But if you on these 1-1s and everybody in the back of your mind is thinking that you want to play with your son, but I don't even know if Bronny, like I look at it, I'll use a great example. Scottie Pippen's son was like average 20 points a game or close to it in the SEC for 3 years.
Vanderbilt?
At Vanderbilt. And still went undrafted. And I don't know where Bronny compares to Scottie Pippen Jr. as a prospect, but size-wise, game-wise, they're actually similar. About 6'2", 6'3"-ish, handle the ball, good high IQ, not incredibly athletic. Like Bronny's athletic, but not a freak like his dad, not like one of the guys that you see now that are jumping up to the rim and all that.
Yeah, do you see them dunking at the Lakers facility? And it still looked like LeBron was the most explosive.
Yeah, and I'm like, man, these are 15, this is 16 and 17-year-old kids, and he looked like the one. And
the youngest. He looked the youngest.
Yeah. No, it was amazing. So we'll keep an eye on that as we get closer. I was literally talking to my brother this morning. I go, man, I can't wait till the NBA starts.
Man, it's gonna be
when you get that, when you're in that football part of the season, and then that NBA's coming, and you got it's the best.
Sure, and then if your baseball team is playing that deep into the season,
mine or not.
Well then,
the White Sox need their ass whooped for bringing in Tony La Russa.
Yeah, I mean, and I love
because we had a good team.
And we're going off the rails a little bit here, but I love watching. I believe he's hurt now. Lewis Roberts.
Luis Roberts.
Lewis Roberts and Tim Anderson and those guys, man, and Abreu.
Yeah,
it's just we
used to be fun.
Like Eloy.
We used to be fun.
Eloy.
No,
and y'all got a catcher that can hit, but he don't play every day
because he's always hurt. Yasmani Grandal, he's always hurt.
No, the other one, Sabeva, whatever.
Oh, well, I mean, we paid a lot of money to get Grandal, and he's rarely in the lineup. Anyways, he's not that old.
I thought he like 32.
Nah, maybe he's 32. I don't know. He's supposed to get on base a lot, and he's not doing it. I got a game that I didn't share with you, so you're gonna hear this for the first time. And sort of in the light, and I'm not making light of it, but it sort of just triggered in my head when we were dealing with all the stuff with Russia and Brittany Griner and that situation, and we looking for BG to come on home.
Come on, Putin.
Putin, quit playing.
Stop,
let BG
man,
come
on now. Don't you want to be liked at some point?
Get BG home. But it made me think about something and how it's very difficult to tell the differences in the names of Russian politicians and hockey players. So we're going to play a game, and I'm going to give you the name of a Russian, and you tell me if it's a Russian political figure or if it's a hockey player.
All right.
So
I don't know any hockey players.
But that's what we're gonna see. We're gonna see.
Is Danny Heatley?
Wow, wait, he used to play for the Atlanta team. Right?
Yeah, he played.
Did he get hurt or something?
He was
in a car accident.
He ended up, I think, killing somebody in Buckhead.
That's right. Yeah, I remember it was something. I remember that. Dang, man, you just threw me back on that. So political figure or NHL hockey player? Dmitry Medvedev. I'm gonna go Dmitry Medvedev. I'm gonna go political. That's correct.
Oh,
that is correct. Okay, Andrei Svinchekov.
Hockey.
Correct. 2 for 2. That's good.
How you say thank you in Russia?
I don't know.
Grazie. Sorry.
I don't even know how to respond to that. Jeez. Okay. Okay.
Sorry about that.
Oh man. Okay. I'm gonna try to get this back on track here. That's really funny. Wow. That's really funny. Like a second. This fool said grazie. Y'all saw that. This is what I have to deal with, folks.
Sorry, guys.
This is what I have to deal with.
It just felt like it should be that, even though I don't think it is.
This is what I have to deal with. Just so you know. Like this is me. This is my life. This is us. Alexei Overchuk.
Hockey.
Political figure.
Okay. Alexei felt hockey.
Alexei, right.
Like and he felt like he was nice too, like Kovalchuk.
Sergei Gonchar.
Political.
Hockey.
Gonchar sound like he worked for the Gestapo.
Yeah.
Kremlin. Like he
the
like
Gestapo is not associated with the Kremlin.
Oh, it's not?
I think the Gestapo was Mexican.
No, the Gestapo is that's the ain't that the strong arm of the Kremlin, I thought.
Maybe you're right. I didn't do well in school. The next one, Sergey Zubov.
Sergey Zubov. I'm still gotta say political.
Hockey.
God. Well, you know what? I think that they got political aspirations, from what I understand.
After he leaves the game?
Yeah.
And the last one, Nikita Kucherov.
That's almost the same thing.
Yeah, it's they got a lot of.
You know, you remember Nikita Koloff, the wrestler?
Mm-mm.
Oh man, he used to do the Russian sickle. Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Nikita Koloff.
Nikita Kucherov.
This is back when you thought that the person wrestling was actually from that country.
I never watched wrestling. I never believed any of it.
What?
Wrestling was ridiculous, man.
Okay. Here I'm gonna say political again.
Hockey.
Ah man, 2 and 4.
2 out of 4. Well, listen, we're gonna take a break. We're gonna break it right here. Needless to say, there's gonna be lots of exciting new stories coming out as NFL goes into training camp. We'll have preseason games coming up in our next episode. We'll have some of the results of that. Not that you can really take a lot of things from preseason, but you start to get those guys that maybe you thought were going to be good that start showing up, or some guys that weren't on your radar that start showing up. So we'll have that. And we'll probably get some NBA news here over the next month, because teams that have guys that are disgruntled, like the KDs and people like that, they're going to have to make a move somewhere at some point, either tell those guys that they're staying. So
that still would be news, though.
No, that's what I'm saying. Either way, it's going to be news. But I think there's a lot of these things that they want to get sorted out before training camp starts, which starts in September. So it's literally just around the corner.
Yeah, that'll be. I can't wait for him.
Yeah, I can't wait till like we just get all that going and we can talk through all of that. So, man, good luck with the house, with the demo project, and
man, it's and then on top of that, like we don't have anywhere to eat, so we sit down on the sofas.
Yeah,
right. But my wife does not want to get any tables. She don't want to get any kitchen furniture. Is it kitchen furniture? Mm-hmm. Because she wants to wait till all that.
And then all that shop.
Yeah. So it's been.
I'm sure the kids are
like the kids be some of them. The
kids
like,
having a blast.
They eat on the steps.
Yeah, because they're just kids are kids. They'll figure it out.
Anyway, I'm like, it's this ridiculous because she doesn't allow them to go in their room. I'm like, what? They just standing up with a plate in their hand in the middle of the damn empty kitchen. Like, let them go upstairs.
Yeah.
They don't ever bring it back down. They don't ever bring it back in. I'm like, hey, man, they didn't ask for the whole kitchen to be blown up. They didn't ask for that. My son was literally standing in the middle trying to cut his pancakes with one. Like, what are you doing? Hey, so let that man go upstairs.
Sometimes moms respectfully be on some real crazy shit.
Oh, man, especially, man, hey, look, and it gets worse with age.
I have a mom and I have a wife. I'm leaving right there.
Hey, hellified.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, good luck with that. Thank you again for joining us. Definitely check in at statlinesmatter everywhere. Our audio podcast, Spotify and Apple Podcast, and go to the YouTube channel, subscribe, and just do all that. And follow us and follow Rob on his personal comedy channel, Laugh with Rob Hunter, and that's on Facebook and IG.
If you don't laugh, I'll cash app you like $30. I mean, that's a pretty good deal. 30,
okay,
$30.
Hey, he put it out there because some people I just be like,
yeah. And if you do, I will cash app you $30.
Can you send me something now? Because I'm like.
No, you've already laughed at me.
Yeah, I did laugh. You got me earlier.
You can't do that.
All right, well, listen, as always, I'm Mark Stewart. This is my partner, Rob Hunter Jr., and this is Stat Lines Matter.
Bad boy. I ain't come for games. Say it to my face. Say it to my face. I ain't come for games. Say it to my face. Say it to my face.